Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 6 Chicago Fire, Med and PD characters who deserve a little more love from the writers. There are some Chicago characters that are overlooked more than others. We're taking a look at the 6 that deserve a little more love from the writers, across Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD. Let's face it, Chicago Fire can sometimes become the Stellaride show. There has been a push to offer Violet and Ritter more storylines, but there is always a lot of focus on the 2 lieutenants in the firehouse. That's not to say we're complaining, we love them. However, there are others at Firehouse 51 who deserve more love and attention. Likewise, there are doctors and officers at Med and in Intelligence who need to get a little more airtime. Let's start with a character who can be a little polarizing at times. Dr. Sam Abrams has had a little backstory, but he's one of those that can be forgotten more of than not. One of the most recent appearances saw him initially put his foot down when it came to a child needing brain surgery. She couldn't lose her hair again, but he didn't want to even think about having hair in the way. In the end, he found a way around it and even did the braids himself. He has a heart, but we don't often see it. The writers need to spend more time on showing us that heart. When it comes to Chicago PD, there is one character continuously overlooked. It's all about Kevin Atwater. He is one of the longest-running characters on the series, and yet he hasn't had any luck in terms of promotions and the love department. Sure, Chicago PD Season 12 has offered up a potential love interest. We have seen him care for the residents in his building, and in the past, he has stood up against the Blue Line. It's time for more, though. The writers need to give him something meatier to do when it comes to investigation storylines. There is still some time for Cook to gain more attention. She has only just come into the series, and that means there's only been a handful of episodes where she could shine. The series has had a great start, but we've seen it go downhill quickly for characters in the past. Just look at how long it took to get Torres front and center a lot. So I'm including Cook on my list, just in case the writers forget about her. We need to see her bond with Intelligence more. She still seems to be on the outskirts compared to the other characters in the series. Bonding is essential for a great working relationship. Another PD character who deserves more love is Trudy Platt. She was outstanding in the crossover event, and it almost cost her life. However, she worked hard on getting information to those who needed it as soon as she could. Once she heals, it will be time to appreciate her the way she deserves. The show needs to do more with her, rather than her just have her behind the desk. Yes, she's the desk sergeant, but she has been a parole cop a lot longer. Let us see the type of investigations she can help Intelligence with. Cap and Tony are often there for comedic relief, but it's time that they were both given a little more love. Cap, in particular, needs to get some more airtime, especially considering some of the storylines that we have seen for him in the past. A lot of people treat him as the dumb one, but that's not always the case. He has some great ideas, and he does care about his fellow Firehouse 51 family members. He also cares about the people in his private life. Why do we not get more time with him? Okay, so in Chicago Fire's defense, Sam Carver did get a big-ish storyline with Tori. However, that storyline was over far too quickly. There wasn't the drama with Carver and Violet that we thought there would be. And Tori just walked away in a way that didn't make sense considering her semi-crazy antics leading up to that. We have a hint that Carver is going through something more. He's attending a meeting, which we're presuming is AA. There is a lot in Carver's past that is still unknown, and it's time for the writers to really delve into all of that. The One Chicago universe has blessed fans with a treasure trove of heroes across Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, and Chicago PD, but while some characters get the spotlight season after season, others quietly steal scenes, leaving fans craving more. Here are 6 Chicago characters who deserve more love from the writers. Joe Cruz. Chicago Fire Joe Cruz has been a fan favorite for years, but the writers often relegate him to comedic relief or brief subplots. His heart-wrenching bond with his late best friend Otis gave us some of the show's most emotional moments. Cruz's journey as a father and lieutenant offers so much potential for character-driven stories. Imagine him mentoring a troubled probie or grappling with the pressures of leadership. Joe Cruz has depth, and it's time for the writers to dive in. Trudy Platt. Chicago PD Desk Sergeant Trudy Platt may be known for her sarcasm and sharp tongue, but she has a heart of gold beneath that tough exterior. Platt has been the glue holding the precinct together, yet we rarely see her personal life or backstory. How about an episode exploring her days on patrol or her relationship with her husband, Mouch, from Chicago Fire? Giving Platt more screen time would be a gift to longtime fans. April Sexton, Chicago Med. April Sexton's departure from Chicago Med left a void that still feels raw. As a skilled nurse and a fierce advocate for her patients, she brought both heart and grit to Gaffney Medical Center. If the writers ever brought her back, imagine the storylines: rebuilding old friendships, facing off with new hospital leadership, or mentoring the next generation of nurses. April's passion and integrity deserve another chapter. Kevin Atwater, Chicago PD. Kevin Atwater is a cornerstone of Chicago PD, yet his character arcs often feel unfinished. Atwater's struggles as a black police officer navigating racial tensions in Chicago have been powerful, but there's so much more to explore. His relationships, personal life, and leadership potential are waiting for the spotlight. A deep dive storyline that shows his life outside of the badge would give Atwater the dimension he richly deserves. Maggie Lockwood, Chicago Med. Maggie Lockwood is the heart of the ED, balancing compassion with authority. But despite her central role, her personal life often takes a backseat to hospital drama. More exploration of her marriage, friendships, or even a storyline revisiting her battle with cancer could give Maggie the character development she's earned. She's a powerhouse, and it's time the writers let her shine. Christopher Herman, Chicago Fire. Christopher Herman is the wisecracking, no-nonsense firefighter who keeps Firehouse 51 grounded. He's been through hell, losing friends, businesses, and facing life-or-death moments, but we rarely see him in central plots. Herman's mentorship and fatherhood could anchor some heartfelt episodes. Picture him stepping in to guide a rookie firefighter through personal struggles or fighting to save Molly's bar from closure again. Herman is the soul of Chicago Fire, and he deserves more of the spotlight. In conclusion, the One Chicago franchise thrives because of its ensemble casts, but the best shows know when to elevate their unsung heroes. Joe Cruz, Trudy Platt, April Sexton, Kevin Atwater, Maggie Lockwood, and Christopher Herman have earned their moments in the spotlight. It's time the writers give these beloved characters their due.